To Bitcoin Technical Analysis. I'm here today with Tone from Brave New Coin. How's it going, Tone?
Good morning, everyone. Or morning on the East Coast, US for me anyway.
Yeah, afternoon to everyone in Europe. Okay, so we're going to talk about Bitcoin and a few other things. So right now I've got the Bitcoin weekly chart up, and as you can see, it is challenging. It could even go up there and challenge the weekly cloud, but I think overall on the weekly chart you can see that there is definitely bottom right there at that 230 area where there was a lot of flat going on, and I think you can really see that with the weekly chart. So let's see what's going on in the future. Also, we had yesterday the exchange Gemini open, and there hasn't been a lot of trading on there right now, but let's see what the Winklevoss twins attract, if they attract a lot of people buying on their exchange or not. Tone, have you heard about a lot of people wanting to use Gemini?
I haven't really heard much about it. I mean, they're gearing more towards institutional investors. They don't really care for the guy with $100 or $1,000, just wants to buy a Bitcoin and trade it here and there. They're geared more towards big players. So we'll see. Itbit doesn't have that much traction, that much volume. And Gemini is will probably be in that boat for a little while.
Right. So right now, as you can see, they've got 243 on their ticker. There are a few more orders on the book than yesterday, but nothing really big. So let's see. Maybe they have to process some wire transfers or something like that, but there's not really much to see on the Gemini chart or order book right now. In other markets, the German DAX index of 30 stocks did go over 10,000. It's currently above 10,000 right now at 10,100. So that's also could really confirm a possible double bottom. It's gone down two times and challenged around 9,400. So that could be a reversal. And also gold has is challenging this trend line right here, this yellow line, and it also has really, there's been a lot of buying around 1100 every time it's gotten down there lately. So maybe let's see if that really breaks through that trend line or not. What do you have, Tone?
All right, let's touch on Bitcoin here for a minute. It looks like this is the daily chart using Bitfinex. So as you can see, we hit the 200-day moving average and then started to pull back. I'm expecting that pullback to continue to go to the 50-day moving average, which currently sits around 235, 236. So I am looking for another 10-point drop in the Bitcoin price, just to touch that 50-day moving average, and then we'll see. Bitcoin is in a really weird area right now, and where if you look at Bitcoin in isolation, there is really not much going for it. I mean, the price can just tank any minute between all the regulation news, and I don't know if you've seen the Cryptsy, the articles from CoinFire that came out about Cryptsy. They're about to get every possible regulatory agency and criminal division just coming down on them. And they stated that Cryptsy is just one of their top five within their top 10. So they're investigating a lot of companies. Um, the malleability issues in the code, the spam attacks on the code. There's still no decision in the block size debate. I mean, there's not much going for Bitcoin at all right now. But here's the bright side. There could be massive problems in the fiat financial system. They're worse than anything I just said. So because of that, the speculative aspect of Bitcoin is incredibly strong, even though the fundamentals may not be. So it's nice that the DAX is rebounding. It's nice that the S&P is rebounding. But the problem isn't the stock market. The problem is the bond market, the currency markets as well, and just confidence in government with all these war rattling again. And I'll talk about that when I get to oil. So because of the situations in the fiat market, there's going to be speculative. There's going to be speculative moves in Bitcoin, and they'll probably be to the upside. But for now, until something major happens in one of these fiats, like the US dollar, like the euro, um, Bitcoin is just going to go up and down for a bit. It's got a bunch of resistance. The 200-day, I see the 250, 255 area is very major resistance as well. And I want to see the moving averages cross back into a golden cross, which we had in July, and then we had the death cross in September, and hopefully we'll have the golden cross again late October, early November. But until then, I'm kind of expecting it to bounce around a little bit between the two moving averages. But I write a lot more detail on all this stuff in the Bitcoin Traders Report for Brave New Coin. So that's my quick summary on Bitcoin. Let's move on to other markets. Let's start with indices, with S&P 500. So once again, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, what we have is, let me do this. We had horizontal resistance. We actually have 3 of them. This one, oh wow, it's really hard to draw straight lines. This one we initially broke, and then there is another horizontal resistance, which is the round number. All round numbers should be treated as support resistance, especially something like 2000. And we broke it with this candle. And because of this candle, drawing that one too high, I'll just do this so we can be a little more accurate with my lines. Okay, so there we go. So when this candle happened, and I mention this every time I shoot this video, it looks like a big breakout, and then it turns into a shooting star candle, which is a classic reversal candle. So this is what we call a bull trap. I'm sure some people played it right and some people got caught. Now on the bottom side, we have exactly the same thing, because we have this horizontal support at 1900, and again we break it to the downside. It looks like it's going to keep going, and then we get this another classic reversal doji candle. I mean, you really can't write a textbook better with the candles. But before this happens, it looks like it's going to break down. Me personally, I was playing this reversal right here, and I had to get out of it because of the breakdown. I didn't want to hold through this. I should have, but I didn't. So what is happening now? Well, we broke this horizontal resistance, and then we broke the 2000 horizontal resistance, and now we're right on the edge of making a new high. But this is a monster right here. This is one hell of a channel, and I don't know how long it can keep going. I mean, normally I love my breakouts, but I love the breakouts from the middle of the range or a triangle at the top of the range, not from under the range. So I do think the S&P 500 is going to have a really good 2016, but I don't believe we're about to break out to new highs, because I think this move that we just had is quite a bit, and I think it's going to pull back first. So I would personally love to see it pull back to around 1950 and then go up from there. So that's basically my lengthy overview of the S&P 500. But you really got to be careful with these things. These are very, very tricky areas. And in hindsight, they look like perfect reversals. But as they're happening, as they're happening, it can really throw traders for a loop. Okay, so my view on gold, I still have my position in gold. I shorted gold around here. Oh, make that a little thicker. I shorted gold around here, and I was up here. That was bad. And then I was up again here, and I did not exit. I was looking for it, and as in the last video, I was expecting the 1100 to break down, but the jobs report definitely did a number. Definitely did a number on gold. And today we're once again shot up to new highs. So we'll see. This is my stop loss 1172. I still don't think commodities have bottomed this year. Well, I guess let's do silver next. Silver was probably my worst trade of the decade. So I shorted silver at the worst possible time right there. And I had my chance to get out relatively break even the morning of the jobs report. Was right there. Now the jobs report wasn't good, so I fundamentally I still not sure why this happened. Because the stock market was falling, silver was rising, but then the stock market reversed and went back up for the next 4 days, and I kept expecting silver to go the other way, and it never did. So the worst part about this is that my stop loss was literally right there on that wick. And the moment my stop loss hit, and that was a pretty generous stop loss. Of course, hindsight is 2020. This should have been my new stop loss. But again, this is why hindsight is 2020. When I was back to break even, this should have been the proper stop loss. But I left it because I'm trying to be more of a swing trader. Didn't really work out. Just so the audience sees, this is the hourly chart where my stop loss got hit 2 days ago. My stop loss was at, if you saw the previous video, was at 1610. And then we just went down. And this is the 10-minute chart. And again, this tip right here was my stop loss. Well, technically it was on this dotted line. But that was the highest point that silver hit. And we'll see. Again, you never know. It could be at $18 tomorrow. I am taking a little break from silver. I want to see where things are headed. Finally, because I'm already going on too long, we have oil. Oil has also been giving me problems. I don't know. Other traders might have played it better. I saw this triangle a while ago, which did not materialize. And then there was a bigger triangle here, which I also attempted to play several times. Again, it looked good when I was short. I was short oil from around this area. I should do a circle. I was short oil from around this area, and it looked good here. I ended up cutting that position right there. This is where I got out of that short. And now we're going up, and as you can see, we are also making a new high. But just like the S&P 500, I don't like breakouts to new highs from lows. I much rather see my breakouts to new highs from the middle of the range. So if we pull back to around 48-ish, 47.50, 48, and then attempt to make a new high, I would be much more confident in the rally. But then again, with the wars in the Middle East, with Russia and China bombing Syria in order to help Syria, they're trying to bomb ISIS. That could be a big move for oil if there's oil disruptions. And
France is bombing Syria too.
I'm sorry, say again?
France and U.S. are also bombing in Syria, so it's a lot of people bombing in there.
Yeah, but from what I heard, from what Russia's doing there, whatever what the U.S. and France are doing was nothing. There, Russia is really putting a hammer to ISIS right now. At least that's from the channels that I've been paying attention to. All right, that's it for me. Unless you want me to talk about other markets that you think.
No, we covered a lot of markets. That's good. We covered oil, gold, silver, Bitcoin, a few indexes. So that's cool. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, World Crypto Network. Also give us a thumbs up. If you have any comments, comment below and we'll get back to you. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time.
Thank you.